Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Cloud Box, and this is the next video inside the Databricks playlist. And this is one of the most important video once we come to Databricks, and let's say this topic is all about how we can read the data from SQL Server and we can do the transformation on the Databricks using Pyspark or Spark SQL, and then how we can write back the data to SQL Server. Okay, before I start this video, let me introduce my channel. The channel name itself is the Cloudbox, and here I upload video related to Azure Data Engineering. You will find videos on the Python, PySpark, Databricks, Azure SQL, DSQL, Azure Data Factory, Azure DevOps, and so on. Okay, if you are coming first time on my channel, so please do hit like and the subscribe so you will get notifications and you can start your journey in Azure Data Engineering. Okay, if someone wants to upskill also, they can probably watch my channel and they can use those video for the learnings and they can easily come into Azure Data Engineering industry. Okay, before wasting any time, let me quickly jump to the Databricks workspace. Okay, and let me remove this before I started. So let me remove all the cells here. Okay, fine. So the idea is how we can connect the SQL Server to Databricks. I'll quickly come on the Databricks official documentation. So here you can see configure a connection to SQL Server. So here you can see in a Databricks runtime 11.3 and LTS above, you directly do not need a JDBC connector for that. You can directly use the format SQL Server and you can directly read the data from SQL Server. But it will come in the later part of video how we can connect using the JDBC also and without the JDBC also. So before I start, so let me copy this. I will copy the Python syntax because I'm writing in a PySpark. If you are writing in a Scala, probably you can go ahead and copy the Scala syntax. Okay, I'll copy the Python one. Okay, so what I can do, I can quickly go ahead and what I'll do, I'll copy this. Okay, so I can see this few things are it's required. We need a host name nothing but a server name. We need a port number. We need a username. We need a password. We need a database, and we need a schema name dot. Probably if you have a schema, then dot table name. Okay, from where I can find all those information. So if you have a SQL on-prem, that is fine. You can copy all those informations also. But if you have Azure SQL, just quickly go ahead and open the Azure portal and you can see on the resources we have Azure SQL. If you do not know how to create a SQL server on the Azure side, so I have uploaded a video already how you can create a SQL server and a database. So go ahead and watch that and easily you can do that. Okay. So I need few information. So let me open the SQL database. Okay. I can copy the server name from here, right? Fine. And then what I can copy what extra I need, right? I need host name, I need username, I need password, I need database name, something like that. So you can see this is the database name that you can copy easily, but go to the connection string first. So here you go to connection string, we need a port number. Port number is 1433. That is the default port number if you are connecting SQL Server, okay? Whether you are using the JDBC or using PHP or whether you are using anything, let's say you are using the JDBC, right? Or you are ADO.NET, anything like, let's say. Okay, so that is the port number will be 1433. You are seeing the username. So username is again the cloud box. Okay, so you need to provide the password. Okay, so these all information I need basically, right? So what I can do, I have already created it. So let me quickly paste it. So let me go to the one previous cell. So I have pasted it. But if you here seeing, right, password I have hard coded and the username also probably I do not want to expose to any user who is using this particular what I will say. This is this particular the notebook. Okay. So what I can do, I directly cannot store the credential in the community version because this is the free version and there are some limitations. So what I can do, I can quickly store these into one different notebook and I can call that notebook from a different notebook. So before that, I'll show you where I have done it. So I have created a credential file. In the credential, I have stored this. Okay. So for that, you need to copy this path. So you just right click and just click the copy path from here. You come again, okay? You come again, you go to SQL Server connection. What you can do, you can use the basically the %run command, okay? And you can copy the URL, or you can use dbutils.notebook.run, and inside that you can pass the path. So let me quickly run this. Let me run this as well, okay? Now the third scenario is, let's say you are saying this is not ideal approach to hard code the password, but this is also not an ideal approach, right? Someone can go to this and probably if they have access, they can see that, right? But in real time project, people are not going to follow this approach. You need to create a secret scope. Let me quickly duplicate the tab and uh, let me go to this. What I'll do, I'll create a secret. Let me like secrets slash create and capital scope. So if you just write it, so this is like you need to create from UI side. Okay, so it is be invisible. You can see. Let me give names equal server. Let's go on the creator. If you just click it, so secret API is not supported in this workspace. Because of that reason, if I either change to all workspace user also, here also I can see this is not supported. So because of that reason, I created a different notebook and I stored the credential. You understood, right? So if you're using Azure Databricks, so here you need to store the secrets in the key vault, and from there you can probably do that. Okay. Now, let me remove all those things. Okay. So So here you see, right? Let me take it common name. Df is equal to spark.read.form SQL server host name is basically the host name, and the port number is a port number. Username it will call from here. Let me quickly go ahead and see. Yeah, that is username, and the password, that is fine. We have a database name, right? And we have a schema, that is table name. So we have table name we have directly written in that way. So I'll simply option db table is equal to table underscore name. Okay, fine. If I run this, so what I can do, I have created this in a better manner. So not exactly, one second. So what I can do, I will quickly run this. Let me run and see whether it is working fine or not. Okay, port is something is saying it's not a valid number. Port is 1433 only, I believe. 1433. Okay, so here why it is like I have already giving into the string code, so that is not a good thing, right? So I have already taken a string code earlier. So let me remove all the string code from here. Um, and let me run this. Host it is underscore name. Um, okay. I'm not sure about username. If it is failing, we need to, I guess, yeah, that is user underscore. It should be user underscore name. Database name also. So uh, fine. And the table name is in a small. I guess now it should work. Okay. So you can see we have it got run successfully, but for your case, it is not going to run. So what the error you are going to see? Quickly go, I'll come to this and one second. I'll quickly come to the database. Okay. I'll go to the where that the farewell rule will come or something. We'll go to the server again. One second. I need to go to the one second. I need to go. Uh, So somewhere it will come on the server, like it will come on the set of firewall rule. So I guess it will come on the DB itself. Server name, connection string, basic properties. If I'll go to properties, features, somewhere it comes. Uh, yeah, here, right? Set of firewall rule. Okay, so if you see, I have added this URL. Okay, let me remove this. Let me remove this. Okay, but in your case, it is not going to add. So if you come here and if you are going to run this, okay, it should throw error. I'm not sure it is going to throw or not, but yeah, it is going to throw an error for the first time. So you need to take that IP and you need to add in the firewall rule. Okay, sometimes it's taking time. I guess sometimes it takes time, but yeah, just so wanted to show all the possible ways. Yeah, so you see it, right? Cannot open the server. The cloud was requested by the login IP address this. Okay, so you need to copy this IP. You just copy this IP. Go to here. Add a firewall rule. Let's say you add uh, Databricks, any name you can give. You just start IP, end IP. You just click OK, and you just save this. Okay, it's not only for Databricks. Even if you're logging for first time from the query editor, if you're logging from anywhere, so that IP you need to register it here. Okay, so just go ahead and rerun this. So I guess this video is taking longer, but yeah, fine. So you can see you can actually loaded the data, and if you want to see the results, so let's say display, and here what you can do, you can just show the results as a display DF. So you can see your data is coming properly. So if you want to see this data in the query editor, so let's go ahead here and let's open the SQL database. You just go to query editor, you just log in it here, and boom, right? So you just go to tables, you go to the address one, right? This one. Yeah, you see it, you see something like that. This address 2 is null, these things are coming. Fine. We have successfully read the data using the one way, right? So let me quickly remove this. Okay. So this is like without using the JDBC connector. Okay. So let's say now how to read using the JDBC. Okay. So before that, I have created already. So what you can do, I'll give the code in the GitHub URL so you can take a look from there. Okay. Okay. So I will show you one a better way. Mhm. I will quickly show you. Let's say copy this only. Okay. So you can create a connection properties without using that. Also, you can do that, but you need to pass that. So you can create a connection properties opening in a small using the curly bracket, and you need to mention the driver. So the driver is dot com Microsoft SQL Server dot JDBC dot SQL Server dot driver. That also, this information also, I guess you can take it from that here. Okay. You can go to the connection string, from there also you can take it. And JDBC URL, so JDBC URL, you need to pass the host name, port number, and the database name. And let me take this J. Okay, so read the JDBC URL, you need to pass table. Basically you need to pass the table name and the properties. Okay, so uh, so you were seeing, right, the table name is coming something like that. Okay, so let me quickly run this. Let's see whether this method is working or not. Let's see, this is also working, right? So if I show it, okay, one second. So you see our data are coming, right? So probably if you are seeing in something like that, so let me put inside the display only. So you can see this method is also working, right? But here is one limitation, right? This is like we need to pass the table name, that is the hard coded, and we need to change it every time, right? So let's come to one more idea. So how we can basically dynamically do that? Okay. So there is something called dbutils dot visits dot text. Okay. So here you can give the name of, like, let's say you can give the table name, and here you can give the default value. So default value is something sales lt dot address. Okay. So you can create the visits here. Okay. So if you do that, so you can see this widget's name is cam and the default value is cam. But here you need to take the widget's value. So how you can do that? So let's say I'm keeping the variable name same everywhere, so it will make sense actually. So here dbutils dot uh, widgets again dot get, and in the get I can pass this table name. So both are same, so I'll pass it. So right, you are saying, let me quickly run this. Uh, no input, visit name sales LT address is defined. One second. Debutils of visits dot get only. It should be mm, okay. I understood. So here I missed that string code. One second. So let me quickly go ahead and see this. So you can see. So I have created a parameters that is the dynamic one. So let's say if you are going it, let's say you are, let's say you want to query the customer. Okay. So instead of changing the table name here, okay, so you can change it here only directly. So that is okay. So once you just enter, so you can see it is automatically going to run it here, and yeah, you see the just now. And now if you are going to run this, so instead of the address table, it is going to fetch the customer table. You see, right? First name, middle name, last name, these things come. So this is the one way you can directly basically customize it, as basically you can parameterize it, right? So now let's say if you want to do some of the transformation on the top of that, okay? So because if I'm going to write it, it's going to take some time. So what I can do, I can quickly copy this code and let me write it. So if you see, let's say company name, okay? I just want to copy the company name. Um, I just want to copy the company name to not company name, email address is fine. Phone, okay. I want to copy the phone number to mobile number. Okay, I want to rename it, something like that. So I want to take phone and I want to rename it using mobile number. So I'm just going to change the column name. So with column rename is a function which is basically used for renaming the column. And I just is going to store into df underscore, not here. So df underscore j and dot with column. Okay. Uh, right. So and for the writing, we need something called write.jdbc, and the URL, you need to pass the JDBC URL which is coming from here. Okay. And then we need to table, actually this is the new table name. Okay, you can obviously edit in the same table name, but I guess I do not have a right access to same table. So what I can do, let me quickly customer 2. Okay, and here you can see the mode is equal to append, or let's say override also you can give, and the properties you can need to give the connection properties. So that's coming from there. Okay, so let me quickly uh, take it from here first of all. So it's done, right? So if I display, and this, if I'll pass this, so we can see it must change. The phone number must change to mobile number. Oh, I mean, basically the phone column must change to mobile number. You can see, right? It got changed. Fine. So quickly remove this. Now we have done the one transform. Maybe you can do a lot of transformation. Then we need to load it, right? So now what I'll do. I'll just going to write it. Okay. The table name would be changed. JDBC URL will hold all those values, right? So let me quickly write it. So it's started running. So the moment is running. I guess it is successful. And you go to the query editor. You just refresh it. You just refresh it. You just go to table. You can see the customer two is there. Okay, customer two is there, right? So we have successfully write our data also, right? We have successfully written our data, right? So if you want to remove this also, right? So probably what you need to do, you need to convert this into the view, and then on the top of that you can remove this table. So quickly go ahead and here uh, drop table and cell data customer 2, and just go ahead and run this. So you can see query succeeded, and so everything got removed, right? So uh, I mean, the idea was to tell you how you can actually connect a SQL server to the Databricks. You can do read operation using direct SQL server format or using the JDBC format. And but for writing, you need to write the JDBC, and you can do the transformation. I guess you understood the whole approach. So if you like my video, please do like and hit subscribe. If I upload any other video, so you will get a notification on the top of that. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day. Thanks a lot. Bye.